Hello everybody, welcome back to the Daily Build Challenge, but actually today we are building a SKAVEN Underworld in one video. This is a combination of all of the daily builds put together into one massive 10-minute feature-length video, and it's been really good. So this is day one. I made a little kind of house thing, and then I put it in, and it was kind of like the start of the SKAVEN build. I kind of got a lot of devices from that, which I could use, and then built this little bridge. This bridge looked pretty good. Out of 10, this is probably one of the better ones actually, but out of 10 I'd probably give this like a 7. It looks really good, especially in the small scale as well, but when it's put together with everything else it looks even better. So yeah, you have a few little chests and stuff hanging off of it, and you can already see here it's kind of starting to take place and the build's really starting to look good. I built this little vault for day 3, and man, it looked pretty good in the end. I was really happy with how it went, and in the terrain it looks way better, with the mountain behind, or hill behind it. It looks really good. It's probably one of the better. Then I built the SKAVEN fortress. This was actually where I really learned how to place like the SKAVEN kind of stuff properly. While this isn't the best SKAVEN structure, it was a big learning one for me, and I learned a lot from it. Then I built this little iron vault. Nothing grand, but definitely something which would be needed in a place like this. And it looks pretty good when it's all put together, right next to the gold mine. I didn't mean to do that, but it kind of makes sense for it to all be in one spot, so I'm not moaning. And then I believe we made the little flag bearer here. It looks really good actually when it's put in, because it gives it some vertical height, which is what the build really needed. It was really lacking in that, so definitely a big plus there. Look at that, right next to the spike. It just adds a lot of depth to it, I think. And then obviously we built this little crane thing, which was originally supposed to be a plague thrower, I believe that's what it's called. And then obviously we put it into the train. It looked way better, with like the river kind of looks like it, maybe something they launched themselves over with, something a little bit different. And then we moved on to the SKAVEN market. I think I put way too many chests looking at this now. That is a lot of bloody chests. Like, that is an insane amount of chests. It's kind of silly. But you know what? It looks pretty good. And the little tent as well, the little red dot, kind of brings it out a little bit more. And I do remove all of the markers in the end. Don't worry, they don't stay. Well, I don't think so. I hope not. And then we obviously built the little... this is kind of the same. This is another SKAVEN house. This is an abandoned one though. Because it's kind of on the outskirts of all of it, and I feel like, especially the SKAVEN, they wouldn't really care and keep track of all of this. And then obviously we move on to this big flag. This is a big boy flag here, and this flag actually looks really good right at the corner of the plot. It gives something for people to focus their attention to. It's really nice. It worked really well. Definitely one of the better. I built this because this was when BR was down, so I really had to just quickly build something. It looks pretty good actually. It just gives a little bit of texture, something different with all of the green going through the floor at the corner. Definitely, so that's something better actually than usual. And then we put this little outpost, this little tower, and we put it all together. And overall, it turned out pretty good actually, with the tower, the walls, and especially when it's all put into, here we go, bam, when it's all put into the build, it looks pretty good, the wall kind of actually going with the hill, so it kind of makes sense. And then I built this little farm, because I realised, oh crap, SKAVEN need to eat, that is something they need to do, and that's something I haven't given them the ability to. So I built a little farm, and you know what, when it's put in all together, it looks really good. With the farm there, it looks really great, and I'm really happy with how it went. And obviously we got the big boy, we got the doom bell, the plague furnace, and man, you know what, big respect to this one, because it definitely was a worthy centerpiece of it all. Look at that thing. That thing is insane. Sitting on top of all of these spikes in the middle, it is perfect. It really adds to it. I added a little fence, you can't see it yet, and kind of decorated the place up. So now I'm into... I placed everything down now, and I realised there's quite a lot of blank space. Bearing in mind how many builds we did, there was still quite a few blank spaces. So I built a little farm here, because I realised there's probably not enough wheat for the amount of stuff there is. It took me absolutely forever because I had to keep placing stuff, but it kind of added a little civil side to it and a little bit of contrast really within the build, and overall it went pretty good. Added some more on the other side, and then I built in the paths, and these paths went everywhere all over the build because it only made sense to. Also added down there just a little, I really need to expand this plot as well, but just this really small little bridge going over. And then over here I built some more little paths, just kind of like linking everything up, because it doesn't really make sense for, you know, nothing to happen, and it kind of makes it feel a lot more realistic as well, because obviously all these builds are there but they're not connected. It doesn't make really much any sense. Working off camera here, I did build a little like balcony on top of the hill, nothing fancy, and then I come down here, a few more paths. Basically I'm just building paths at the moment. I also built a little wall there to kind of like block it off, but you know what, especially with the addition of the paths, this went really well. Really happy with how it went, and man, that's kind of the build done. We're going to now go into a little showcase, and I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye bye. Hello everybody, I hope you guys enjoyed that video. It was quite a lot of work. I've been working on it all day. I know it's not the best video, but I just had to make it in a day, so it was quite challenging to actually do that in that amount of time. But man, I'm really happy with how this is gone. Like, we've got all of this, and obviously over here it kind of looks like a mess from afar, but wouldn't SKAVEN stuff look like that? But when you're down here, actually, like going through the paths I made, it looks really good. Like this, even this little thing here looks so cool. I mean, you know, imagine you're a little market boy and you're over here and just doing your wares, and you see the doom bell. You know, you got the fortress over here we built on episode 3, I believe. Got the gold mine, like the iron mine. It's a lot of fun, and honestly, it's turned out really good. If you're wondering why I don't have a hand at the moment, it's because I am rendering it through replay mod, so yeah, it's a bit of a problem. But man, it's gone really well, and I wish it didn't look as busy, but I think that's a problem with just how, you know, I made the build in different parts, so I didn't really have the full compositional idea, because obviously it was all in different parts, putting it together, kind of like a Lego model. But man, it was a lot of fun. You know what, I'll give it that. It was a lot of fun to make. It's been a really good 3 weeks, odd 3 weeks I think we should spend on it, for about 2.5, and man, it's been really good, and I hope you guys did enjoy the video. If you did, hit the like button, do all of that stuff, and man, I'll see you all tomorrow on the Daily Build Challenge. If you're wondering why the thumbnail hasn't got the Daily Build Challenge, it's because I am going to try and advertise this video a little bit more, and it wouldn't make sense if I'm advertising like day 28, the Daily Build Challenge, or whatever day it is. Wouldn't look as good, so that's why the thumbnail isn't normal. But man, it's turned out really good. Like this here, it's really great actually. I'm really happy. I wouldn't say it's one of my best builds, but it's definitely up there. It's a good build, like it's a good build, and yeah, so I'll see you all tomorrow on the Daily Build Challenge, and bye bye. And just at the end of the video, I just want to give a quick thanks to Yossi, who did the render of the build, which I will be advertising around, and also Angustus for all the inspiration images, and finally I want to thank you guys for sticking with me during the daily builds and giving me an audience to build to. It's honestly been great, and I can't wait to start the next project.